it's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz, Phoenix, the YWC reality check. This is the state of wrestling, and that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not going to talk about me gaffing and goofing it up. How are you doing, my silly, sexy friend?
I'm doing good. I don't sound like death this week like I did on the Genesis preview, which is always a plus. So, gonna get this out of the way right
Absolutely.
away. Most people probably expecting a Saturday night's main event preview in this slot. We are going to talk about Saturday night's main event, but seeing as there's only 3 matches announced, we're going to talk
Dun
about some other
dun.
stuff. It's going to be here's your random weekly episode of the state of wrestling with a dash, a helping of Saturday night's main event talk. But I do want to say before we get going, as you and I were talking about before we came on the air, ran my first what do we call them, pay-per-view hangout stream over the course of the Genesis pay-per-view last Saturday. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people jumped into the chat. Very, very cool. I know a lot of people came over from your side. A lot of people came over from the Wrestling for Life network community as well. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate my numbers going up. You guys are making me smile. You guys are making me feel good. So we're
You
doing it
deserve it,
again.
my friend. I am
Thank you very much.
extremely elated for you. And you
Thank
know
you
what
very
that
much.
is? That's hardcore. Oh, yeah.
To the
That,
core. Anyways,
see?
so long story short, we're going to do another one this Saturday, and it's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be a random visualizer on the screen that's nothing really to look at, nothing really to listen to, but it's going to be an approximately 10-hour open chat. Anybody who wants to come in, say a quick hello, have a preview if you're in there before the show starts, have a reaction if you're there after the show or while the show's going on. It's basically an open chat room for 10 hours. It's going to start like the last one did, approximately 2 p.m., and it's going to run approximately until midnight. So if you're
Yeah.
listening with our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network, don't go ditching them. They're our friends. We don't do that. Drop in, say a quick hello, and then head back over to them. Head over to Jake after the show's over. He's going to be reviewing the show. I hope to be there with him, all things being equal. So don't ditch Jake either. Come in, say a quick hello to me, say a quick hello to the chat, and then go show Jake some love as well because he's here making me look good.
You don't have to have me for that. But I am very excited to go ahead and say, you deserve it, my friend. You deserve
Thank you.
all the love in the world. And I'm glad to see you on the come up. That's for certain, because
Pause.
there's been a lot of time you've spent busting your butt. So I certainly love to see the positive feedback and energy around it. Everyone seems to be enjoying the hangout. I know I did. And little pro tip from Jake DeMarco. That's right. I'm going to give you guys my pro tip from streaming. When you go to the chat, hit the little 3-button option icon, hit pop out chat, and now you can take that little window with you. You can leave that open for the entire duration of it, all 10 hours, as a small little window in the corner of your screen. And this way, you could still go in, and you could be in multiple chats. I don't know if people realize that. You don't have to
Yep.
limit
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
So you could be in, Wrestling for Life guys for theirs while you're hanging out in Spaz's Ultimate Hangout. So please go ahead and check it out. I can't tell you enough. It was great to just see the camaraderie. And that's what I love about wrestling. Autists and all we might be, but
The good side of wrestling.
yes, Chelsea Green said it. I mean, there's many others, but her comment, and she's like, they're just so loyal. Wrestling fans are extremely loyal. They don't forget. Every time I feel like they have forgotten, they make you feel better. And even
Yeah.
even tipping the hat to Unreal, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I don't know if you've gotten to see any of it yet.
I haven't even watched the first season.
I
And
I I almost wish I
I
didn't in a way, but the first season was a
I've
letdown.
seen
This
the
one's
clips.
better.
I've seen the clips. I've seen the big one going around of like Triple H letting Braun Breaker know he's gonna be a Paul Heyman guy, of
Yeah, we're
Triple
not
H
there yet, but
letting Seth know that they're gonna do the bad knee angle, and we need to tell LA Knight so that he doesn't like fucking freak out and all this type of stuff. The other
thankfully,
one,
they at
what's the other
least
one?
queued him up, that would have
Yeah.
sucked if they didn't.
Yeah, because nobody else called that was a work. Nobody. It
No.
was entirely a surprise. Jake, I don't know why you're laughing. Nobody knew that. It was entirely a surprise, all right? Everybody bought it hook, line, and sinker. Triple H is a genius.
No, absolutely. No one knew that anything
Papa
was
H is
happening there.
goated. remember, but we have to hate Papa H so much that even helping kids stay healthy is bad now.
It is bad. You
But
know it's bad. Don't you lie. You know it's
all right.
you know it's bad.
Okay, this is gonna be a horrible transition. Speaking of staying healthy, every now and then, you and I have actually had the balls to venture into the topic of good mental health
Yes.
and how it's been addressed by wrestling and whatever. And I don't claim to be an expert. I don't think you claim to be an expert either. But it's cool to
I
see
play one on
people.
TV.
Yeah, well, this is not even TV. This is you play one on the digital radio with me.
No.
Anyways,
I've been acting in a Frasier reboot on a
nice.
Peacock TV channel
Nice.
that's only airs in
they
Russia.
actually did try to reboot Frasier, and it was sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're
I'm
gonna
aware. I
reboot
was
Married
in
with
it.
Children, and it's gonna kill me, and it's gonna make me sad on my inside. In my
You know,
unhappy
it's
places.
never gonna work. I don't see how
It's
it
never
could.
gonna survive, bud.
How could it?
Like, I would rather go out and find old VHSs of Married with Children than see them try to do it now. But anyways, on a more serious note, it is kind of cool to see people not necessarily like advocating for mental health, but just like sharing their own stuff. Like, hey, sometimes things are shit.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Let's get through it. And somebody we've talked about quite a bit on this channel because of his own horrendous situation is Chris Bay.
Yes. And he
So
was obviously discussed with the injuries and everything that's going on and thoughts with him.
well,
I
he
mean, but
Yeah. Well, he put out a thing on Instagram just the other day, and I thought it was like it's not really a news story, but I thought it was just it's one of those things where it's like I saw it and I don't really struggle with things like this, but this will help somebody. So I'm just going to put it out there in the ether. So
Yeah.
if somebody's listening that's having a bad day, you can listen to this and find out maybe you're not the only one having a bad day.
my nose
And it
is
says,
open. Hit me. Oh, I mean my ears.
yeah.
Jesus, wrong drug.
So
Let's
this
go.
is, I believe, from yesterday, and it says from the Chris Bay Instagram account. I cried yesterday. Let me explain. Last week I went down to the Dungeon 2.0, which I guess is a second Heart Family dungeon. I don't really know. I had an amazing time. I witnessed some amazing things. So grateful for the invite. Then it hit me really hard. A bunch of my friends are signing with new promotions or doing cool things in their current promotions. Friends are doing well on the indies. TNA moved to AMC, and I'm still struggling to get out of bed daily. In the gym yesterday, in the middle of my workout, I broke down. The tears flowed freely like they haven't in a few months. I couldn't help but think, where would I be right now if I hadn't gotten hurt? Eventually, I wiped my tears. I picked up my dumbbells. I did the next set. I completed my workout. It's okay to be transparent, vulnerable. It's okay to feel. It's not okay to give up. I love you all. And I'm just like, that's
Yeah.
not him out there trying to be a badass.
No.
That's just like, for anybody else out there that's struggling, I'm struggling. I'll share my struggle. Maybe it'll help somebody else. I got up and I, took a minute because that's okay. I realized I wasn't okay, which was okay. Then I took a deep breath, finished my workout. That's also okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to stumble. It's not okay to give up, that kind of thing. I just thought it was really
Exactly.
cool. It's not really much for like debate or discussion. I just thought it was a really cool message from Chris Bay. And Chris Bay is one of those guys that even with what's going on currently, if you want somebody positive to follow on social media, check out Chris Bay. The dude's a really good dude. When he's in
just
that,
genuinely a good person, so it comes across simple. I don't know how else to put it, but just simple.
yeah, he's in that realm right now of like Kevin Owens, Big E, somebody else that I'm not thinking of, and it's gonna bum me out as soon as I realize it, as soon as we get off the air. But like the minute they walk back into the building, they're gonna get a pop. Like,
yeah.
I hate to say it, but Kevin Owens can never be a heel again.
Yeah, because people are going to
doesn't
see
feel
him,
like
and
it.
it's like we're not going to take you for granted, kind of feeling like we lost you. So
Yeah.
I get that.
I mean,
totally understand.
Big E spearheaded a heel turn for other people because he's so loved. Big
Yeah.
E can never be a heel.
No,
Big E could never be
he?
like the dickhead that he was when he first came into WWE doing the 5 count with the chalk hands and all that. Like, it would never fly. I mean, he could do it, but like people would be like, rubbing elbows and like, okay, we're all in on the joke, so we're not going to boo you.
Yeah, that's one I was very wrong about.
It would be
too.
very Dominic Mysterio
It would
in
be.
that way. So shout out to him as well. We're hearing that he should be good for the Rumble, which is great to see.
Great to
Speaking
hear.
of,
You know, it's been a rough go of it for a lot of them, and
and I mean
worrisome.
AI decided that he was the AEW
Oh
champion.
god, like no one. I almost feel like that's intentional. I know people are like, no, you're crazy, but I'm like, hear me out. There wasn't anybody ahead of time that saw that.
I
Come
would say
on,
yes.
come
I would
on.
say
There
yes.
had to
Like, okay,
be.
somebody had to do something intentional. If it wasn't for the fact that they're such a big company
Yeah,
and
and I'm
they
sure it
do
slipped through, you know, but
they do a lot of shady things, but at the same time, like how many people do you think are on their legal team that would have said no, you can't do
oh
that?
yeah. See, more what I
Like
meant
they're
was like
paranoid in that way. Yeah.
I think they fucked up, and then by the time they realized, like, because no one, you know,
Oh,
so
okay,
somebody
gotcha.
realized, but someone was like, "I'm not going to say anything. Are you going to say something? I'm not going to lose my job," like that kind of thing, and it
Hmm.
just slowly works its way down, and that's
Okay. Okay. So
hilarious to me. So
they fucked up and just didn't fix it because it was funny.
yes,
That
essentially,
I would buy. The idea, and some people were tossing it around, that it was intentional. Like, there's no way
no, I don't see how
their
it could be.
legal team would have them by the nuts.
Yeah,
And I hate to say that because you don't want them to be like living under such a censorship thing, especially considering all the jabs that have come from the other direction with the broken chair and the brass ring and all
oh
those
yeah,
type of things. But like the kind of company we know them to be and the self-preservation that they have built into a company that big, you're never going to get that intentionally.
no.
Unironically, very funny, but
Yes. I'm
never from an
glad you
intentional point of view.
understood my,
Yeah,
you know, my crazy talk here, but I think there's only a couple people that can decipher me. You are certainly one of them, and Cody is another.
Cody's
That's why
probably
you
the other
2,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
you 2 are invaluable assets. Paul's
I
getting
mean,
good at it,
we
but
have some long lost friends that we have to get back on the pod at some point, like
yes.
Connor and Guapo and those
Guapo, I was gonna
guys.
say,
And
we haven't heard from him in one.
tell you what, if they can speak Spaz, they can speak Jake. It's fine.
Yeah, we are on that level. Funny enough, every time you say Guapo, still to this day, even though we talked to him in the group chat, I genuinely am like, oh, I want to say Justin because my buddy was Justin Guapo,
Yeah.
my good friend growing up, and it's just so ingrained in my brain. And
Well,
you
it's
know
one of
what?
those things that like even outside of doing this, because I've had the nickname long before I was ever doing any of this streaming stuff. The amount of people that either call me Spaz or know me as Spaz and versus the amount of people that actually call me by name
Yeah,
is still funny. And I'm out here pretending to be an adult.
I don't
Um,
even know your name. You know, like
that's true.
you've never even
I
said it.
intentionally put I put the censor bar up before I added you on Facebook. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. I have not been able to see it since, so it is a bit worrisome. But
Yeah. Now
I
sticking with
I
people
was
that
gonna say,
we
you know what's ingrained in my brain. I have to know. I know probably what your opinion is, but how do you feel about now the Rascals in AEW?
I got that on the list. I want to sneak one thing in before we get
Go
there.
right ahead. I don't want to
Just
derail
just
you.
just sticking in with the whole like the worst things happening to the best people.
Yes, good
Daphne
theme.
LaShawn, SmackDown referee, most known recently for the big botch during the ladies triple threat with Nia and them a little while ago, who gets horrible amounts of criticism online that are completely undeserved and whatever.
Like
And
ridiculous level.
what else is completely undeserved is apparently she was in a massive car wreck in the past couple of days.
Oh no, Jesus!
As post, I didn't know her partner was Leon Ruff either,
Really?
but Leon Ruff posted basically he did like a post with two purposes. One was like, you know, please keep, and he listed her real name. I didn't write down her real name because you know never know who wants to be referred to as what.
Yeah, you
But
try to be respectful,
basically keep
especially
her
in
in your
this.
thoughts.
Oh,
She's had
it's
a wreck that we were in, and she's banged up, and the car is a write off. He had a picture of the car up there, and that was brutal. And then at the bottom, it's like I guess they're trying to like make up for lost time or whatever. He's looking for like places to be booked and
yeah,
whatever. So
I'm sure.
go book Leon Ruff because you know they're trying to get themselves a new vehicle and
Not
obviously
even just because of that, because he's a hell of a talent and he's so
he's a
damn
hell of a talent, but it's one
impressive.
of those. It's a hell of a talent, and you would love to see him anyway. But just knowing that
Exactly.
this is what they're going through right now,
I'm
Because
just selling
obviously
it because
there's the
not only are
physical
you doing
component.
a
Yeah,
good thing, Spaz, but you're
you're
getting
getting a good
some.
wrestler.
Yeah, you're like getting the best of both worlds here. You're getting some premium content. So I mean,
Indeed.
you got to be
Just
excited.
don't put a belt on him because it'll drop. But no, like
Ah, so true.
you hate to see it because as much as you can say somebody's a good ref, because the best ref on TV is the ref that you don't notice because they're supposed to leave it that the focus is on the wrestlers. Don't tell Aubrey Edwards that,
Uh,
but whatever the case may be. But Daphne LaShawn is pretty damn good. She got way too much heck for that triple threat that went on a while ago. Everybody in that match got ridiculously shit on, which was like, shit happens.
yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? But no, as I say, like the fact that she seems to be a relatively decent person. The reason I compare her to Chris Bay is
Not
she's
Aubrey.
another no, Daphne LaShawn.
Yes.
Just because if you happen to follow her on social, Jessica Carr is another one, but Daphne LaShawn is another one that's just like, generic, okay, like here's some pictures from my last show, but like on top of that, just some inspirational stuff, just some friendly stuff, always lifting up other people around. Kind of like we say about AJ Francis, even though he's a dickhead on TV, like
Yeah.
nothing but like elevation for like everybody around him. She seems to be very much the same way. And I mean, you don't want this shit to happen to anybody, but it always seems to happen to the good people.
Yeah. And that's
So
not.
shout out to her, shout out to Leon, who's seems like he's trying to sort of stand up and carry the house right now, which is the right thing.
Yeah. Because God, it
Obviously, and
sucks. It's always the nicest of people. Like
yep,
the alcoholic survives the crash while the school bus of nuns and newborn
yeah.
babies blows up.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the feeling here.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that's what makes it feel. You get my point. It just doesn't
It's
feel
it's it's it's
right.
just shit.
Yeah.
It's all shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to them, obviously with a car wreck, and like I say, I'm not going to be like reposting the picture of the car that he put up there, but obviously the car was a write off. So hoping that they're in good physical shape, but mentally we know that shakes people, and that's the other part of the recovery that nobody really wants to talk about. Hope they're doing okay physically, mentally. Leon Ruff is out there trying to make a go of it, and as I say, trying to hold up his house, so to speak. Just best wishes for them. Best wishes for the continued rehab of guys like Chris Bay, guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Big E. You want to say, oh, we hope to see them soon, but it's really like we hope they're good. And if they
Yeah.
decide to be back soon, then it's that built-in understanding. But sometimes you got to say it.
Absolutely.
Um,
You nailed it.
but
And
yeah, switching
that's.
gears as to what you were bringing up a second ago, the Rascals situation.
Yeah, I'm sorry I was
Now,
jumping the gun, but Spaz, you
that's
can't
okay.
blame me because this is one of our guys, and he's dealt with this shit before. I thought it was behind him. I thought we were done with this. No, like why are we back
I got
here?
I gotta this is one of those ones that I have to walk through like as I received the bits of information because
Mm.
the order that you receive information in is important to how you receive a story. Does that
No,
make
you're
sense?
you're you're so correct.
So we got the
We need
news
to get that on
like
a
what
shirt.
on the same night that we basically found out that Powerhouse Hobbs, still current, AEW trios champion at the time, was leaving the company and most likely headed to WWE. They put up the graphic the other way that all the Rascals were going to AEW, and it's why we lost or initially thought it was why we lost the Myron Reed versus Javon Evans match from the TNA debut, but then it turned out that, Leon Slater
Bless you,
had
sir.
visa issues, and then he had the fucking amazing match on SmackDown with Carmelo Hayes instead, which is a nice little side thing to have. Um, but then you find out the same day that they were announced as being all elite that Trey Miguel was leaving, that he was not that he had been released. I hadn't heard that at this particular point, just that he had put something up and it was very vague of like, I need to step
Cryptic
away
in a
from
way, yeah.
yeah, kind of cryptic in a way, but like, you're only compelled to share as much as you'd like to share, and I'll stick to that.
Yes.
But the whole idea of I need to step away from wrestling. Please don't tag me in anything at this time. Do me a favor. Please go support my friends. My
Yeah.
immediate thought was like either he got some really bad health news
Yeah, or
or
his
or there or there
family.
or there was like a passing in his family. And I'm like, holy fuck. And like
Exactly
it
how
says
I took it.
it says, like, don't tag him in anything at the moment, but, like, your first gut reaction, because I've seen the guy at Destiny. Yes, check it off your Spaz Phoenix bucket list. It's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, I've met the guy. He's a really chill dude. So it's like he probably doesn't know me from anybody. He's not Simon Miller.
No,
But,
but he's
like, I
still
met him and he was a
very
chill
nice
dude and,
and
like, made an impression on me when I met him. So it was just one of those off, like, the more genuine, like, "Ah, hope he's okay," type of thing. And if it's something that, like, made him step away from this brand new signing, and then you find out that, "Oh, it came from the top," and then everybody's like, "Oh, it's over Tony Khan's head." Well, is it really? And then it's like, "Oh, he said some stupid shit that people don't like from 10 years ago." Fuck me.
yep. I mean, it comes back to the photo, it comes back to stuff that I
Fuck
thought we were
me.
done with already. I thought this was already addressed in, like, old
I didn't know
news.
anything about this. I
This
like I
this is
like
this
and
is why he had issues originally in NXT as well, and they kinda, like, swept it under the rug for the most part up there.
I thought no, it was Wentz that was
Yeah,
in
that but I'm
NXT.
saying that's what I'm saying. He basically got away with it for, like, the heat was
Mm.
more on the I guess, the girlfriend for posting the mustache photo, but that
Yeah,
was
that was Wentz's girlfriend. This is TREY.
yeah, so I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
that was kind of, the
it's the
fallout
same
and
thing, yeah.
yeah, so Trey didn't really have much done to him because Wentz had the brunt of it, basically, is what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
out. So he kinda
I was always
skirted
I was always
by.
bummed when they signed, Wentz and Wesley as MSK to NXT. Sorry, a lot of initials there. I was always bummed that they never signed TREY. And then when he showed up and when they did, like, the Rascals reunion on NXT, I'm like, "This is fucking sick." Hearing
Yep.
when the deal with TNA was still relatively new,
Yes,
it
that
was
was one
like
of the
it
first real
yeah,
things.
it was surreal to hear the Rascals theme on NXT. But
Yeah,
then it's
that
just
was
like, you go
nuts.
back through it and it's just like, this is why we never had the Briscoes on and this is
Yep.
like, I'm saying this as somebody that doesn't even watch Dynamite, right? But,
But they
like, as
should have been
somebody
on there, yeah. There was no
yeah,
reason to not have them. It was just somebody being
like, they signed
juvenile and in
what's his
control.
name? They signed, Brian Kendrick
Yes.
and then fired him the same day, and yet you've got, like, first of all, it's cancel culture and it's bullshit. Like, let me just say this. I don't care. I've seen some of the uh, repostings of some of the shit that he said. Yeah, he said some dumb shit, like, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and not that you or I have anything to do with the company at all. Jake,
No.
are you the same person you were 9 years ago?
That's what I'm saying, like, no one
Am I the
can
same person
grow
I was 9 years ago? Maybe I
yes.
am. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. No, but that's the thing. Can you grow? Can you change? Aren't you like, come on. Why are you not
Ugh.
giving people a chance to learn here and
Here's the
to
thing as well, though, is it's so case by case, and it's so who's friends with who, and I don't think it should have gotten him in any trouble, what he said, because he just said a dumb thing,
yeah.
but Sammy Guevara is back on Dynamite.
No, I know. We totally agree.
There's certain people that won't sign with that company because of Don Callis.
You're not wrong. I mean, so
I
how
mean,
do we go
I don't want Cross and Scarlet over there, so
no, but
careful what I wish for, but Jesus
yeah.
Christ. And I'm sorry, and it's gonna go back to NXT, it's gonna go back to my own home turf for the prime example here. How much actual proof and actual accusation and actual action had to happen before they finally told Velveteen Dream to fuck off?
Oh, I know. I don't even remember what happened with Scarlett and Don Callis. It's been because there's so much that happened. Wasn't there some type of, like,
There's been some pretty gross
alleged yeah, like,
accusations, yeah.
sexual
I don't
stuff, I
and
believe. I don't
as I
recall.
say I don't wanna say because I don't
We don't
know.
know what's
I've
true. Yeah, I don't
rumor
remember
and
any of the
innuendo.
accusations. I'll have to check back, but still,
But what my
regardless.
my point being is, like, there's accusations of actual action
Yeah.
versus, "Oh my god, he said something that we don't like on Twitter." Eat shit.
Yeah.
And you
Getting
got and
offended
you
over nothing.
I'm sorry, like, if that offends you more than friggin', like, Velveteen Diddler over here, it's like, "Oh, well, we can't go after him because then we'll get called whatever," and it's like, "Okay, cool. I'll play that game for a second. Trey Miguel ain't white."
Mhm.
I don't want to play that game, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's the thing. If you need to play, we'll play, baby. That's
I
how
really
you
don't
want to
want
do it.
to. I don't want to get my channel ripped down. I am on Rumble, by the way, but I
Yeah,
don't want to get this channel ripped down
we're
just
on
yet.
Rumble and Kick. Kick's not terrible either. So hey, all right,
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. But no, it's stupid.
branching
And
out. You know.
here's the thing as well, right? Separately, before any of this bullshit happened, I was bummed that they signed the Rascals, not because I don't want to see them on a bigger stage. I will use the Deonna Purrazzo argument that I used back in the day, right?
Yes.
If they were using Deonna Purrazzo properly right now, I'd be happy for her. I
Yeah, we
don't like
wouldn't.
AEW, but they're a bigger stage than TNA. Like, okay, let's put all the number 2 conversation aside for a second.
Yeah, but what good
At
is
the
the stage,
time,
like you said, if they're not using it?
if they're not, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I would say if they were going to use, and now Tony can't book a women's division, so this is a group of guys, so it might be different, right? But at the time,
But no,
and
because he's
TNA,
had so many other talents that he did nothing with or failed
fantastic,
with. Or,
fantastic, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But no, at the time, look where TNA was when she left. They were coming out of the COVID, where they only had like 2 or 3 rows of fans around them. Even if she was featured once a month, she would be in front of a bigger audience. I can't take that. I can't go as far as lying about AEW. It is a bigger audience
Oh,
when she
absolutely.
when she was when she was on there, because she was on there to defend the ROH title
Yeah.
against Mercedes Martinez in a
Which
main
we
event.
thought was going to be,
And
more. And
I'm
then,
sorry, like I love TNA and AEW is what it is, but that would be a bigger stage, a bigger audience for her at the time, right?
yeah,
I would love to believe at this point
if only they
that
treated it as such.
an act like the Rascals, because AEW's sexist, but they're a group of guys, so it might be different. Other than jobbing to the Bucks, joining the Don Callis family, or being relegated to ROH. What are they going to do with the Rascal?
No, exactly. Like, what do you do from there on
And
out?
I'm sorry, I have to drill down on this one more time. The deal between TNA and WWE, oh, well, they just signed up with them because they want to steal all their talent. They've signed 2.
Yeah. What are you
They've
smoking
signed
here?
Joe Hendry, who is in NXT right now, getting himself into the title picture for that ladder match in a couple of weeks. And they've signed Jordan Grace, who didn't have the best run in TNA or in NXT, to be honest, but they are positioning her against Jade Cargill as a top contender for the world title on SmackDown, which is a 3-hour show that has a ridiculous audience. On the other side of the coin, AEW picked up Speedball, Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, The Rascals, Kaya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo, um, I'm forgetting somebody probably. They picked up Ethan Page, and Ethan Page fucked off. They picked up Kaz, and Kaz fucked off.
Yep.
So tell me who's really the one trying to bleed TNA. Now, here's the thing, and here's where we've cracked the stupidity of AEW has cracked the door open for WWE. WWE, I'm sure, would have loved to sign the Rascal.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm sure they would have. They went somewhere else.
Less
I guess
restrictions. They can still do
maybe,
their
yeah. They
some
can
of their
still do
other
the pot
deals.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They can still do indie dates, which is not an argument anymore because WWE people can do indie dates as well.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
What are
sorry.
you talking about? They don't have
I like
any individual freedom.
I like Myron Reed. I like Zachary Wentz. I like Wesley. I thought they were stupid as hell to fire Wesley.
Yeah.
But Trey Miguel within the Rascals, within TNA, was always kind of the leader. He took the X Division title. He was the one that survived as a solo guy when the group was sort of all over the place.
Yep.
If he gets it back in to WWE or back to TNA rather, or works his way into NXT, works himself into sort of like that Javon Evans spot now that
Yeah.
Javon Evans is on the main roster, that is your back door for like a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. Bring
Oh
them all
yeah.
over.
And now Myron
And
Reed
here's
is your official replacement. It's like I know he could try and do things on his own, but I understand why his psyche is broken because it's like they've all been down this road before, and it's so disheartening because it's
Mhm.
so senseless.
And it is so
It's
shit
so
that like
senseless.
people that are butthurt about stuff like this, because TNA is the punching bag. TNA is the punchline of the joke and all that kind of thing. We kind of get how it is, right? Now
Yes.
we've got this thing because we know we can fuck with somebody because cancel culture is a thing and we live in clown world in 2026.
Yeah, and since when
I'll
did the
keep, I'll keep,
morality police exist in AEW? Like, that was
but
not
but here's my thing
expected,
though.
right?
But here's my thing though. The people that are bringing this shit up are the people that keep it in their back pocket. I'll wait until you feel a little bit of success, and that'll be the day that I take it away from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, here, I find it's always a power play, and I get it, but fuck me, do I get it, like, that's the problem here. I don't know how else to manage to handle this here because it just sucks to deal with senseless stupidity with constant bullshit, It's like the
I'm sorry,
man.
and I'm gonna put it. I'm going to put it on WWE right now. This is a prime opportunity. You've just done a really cool clearing of house. You've just had your entire, literally, I think somebody said it last week, literally your entire Stand and Deliver Oi 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 main event from last year moved to the main roster within about a week of each other. Obafemi,
Yes.
Trick Williams, Devon Evans. You got Ethan Page there at the tippy top of the mid card. You got Ricky Saints there. You've got a couple other people that have come over from Evolve. You've got Elio Lafleur, who didn't have the best debut last night. I'm not gonna
No, but
lie.
he's there, yeah.
You got the guys from AAA that are gonna come in and out, but you need a really firecracker baby face to go up against this Ricky Saints that's finally finding his feet again. If WWE, and I'm saying this as the WWE guy, I'm saying this as the NXT guy, if Triple H and Shawn Michaels don't take this opportunity to put full bore effort into signing Trey Miguel when he's ready to like put the mental stuff of this bullshit aside and put his boots back on and get him on that roster and put him in that prime spot, promotional malpractice.
Oh, yeah, you have completely failed, no doubt about it.
It's right there. And I know that the idea is they're gonna bring in Hobbs, and the idea was sort of floated out there of like having Hobbs there as Ricky Saints is heavy,
Yeah.
which you can't do that. They did that in AEW. Okay, you transplanted Edge music and all onto
The Hurt
Dynamite. It's
Syndicate,
fine.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's
That's
not
okay?
racist when AEW does it. Remember that. Fucking MVP can fuck off as well. Uh remember that rant from a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
But I mean, oh my, okay, especially if Ricky Saints has a heater, Ricky Saints versus a babyface Trey Miguel after we realized that he just got fucked over. Come
Yeah.
on. That's easy stand and deliver oi oi oi.
Absolutely.
Or even possibly the NXT championship match that bumps itself onto a WrestleMania card.
But here's the
I'm just
thing
saying.
too that I can't get over. Like
Yeah.
you've got all of this good, about NXT and TNA but what is AEW doing with this? They're saying that TNA is not a good place to work for because they let a person like that work for, so AEW fires you, the morality police kicks in. And now
Okay,
what?
but also you
What about
hired them
everybody
without
else
knowing.
on the AEW roster? How many other
You know what it
people
is? You know what it
have
is? Because
issues?
technically he was hired to a contract. I hope he got a severance check.
I'm wondering
I doubt
myself.
it. I doubt it. But I mean, these are the same guys that signed Andrade while he was still contracted to WWE. To fuck off with their morality police.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to Andrade. I hope he gets something good out of it this time around. I think at this point, Andrade is playing both AEW and WWE like a fiddle. And you know what? Fucking good for him. Honestly, at
Yeah,
this
no.
point, because they've both companies have dicked him around. Let's be fair.
And you're not.
Let's be completely and totally fair.
No, you're right.
Andrade, were we excited to see him come back to WWE, get a better run this time around? Andrade was never presented as well as he was in NXT on the main roster in WWE. They fucked up on that. That's a big drop of the ball. And you can speculate, oh, it's because of Charlotte Flair that he didn't succeed this time. I don't think that's true at all. I think the team of him and Rey Fenix could have been really cool because we have this whole trend right now of we're going to team up the Lucha Brothers with anybody but the Lucha Brothers. Separate story for a separate day. But also, we put him back on AEW. We're going to get him on his feet. We're going to get it right this time by
Yeah.
putting him in the Don Callis family.
Uh
He's got his ticket, he's got his Don Callis ticket punched as like member 54, where are you? Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry. I mean, all the best wishes in the world to Trey
But
Miguel. As I say, I've met him. He seems like a chill guy. If he wants to go back and like say fuck all the big companies and like go make a name on the indies, good for him. If WWE's not trying, if WWE's not calling him right now, they're reading the same dirt sheets we are and some of them that we're not. If WWE is not blowing up his phone right now, they are clinically retarded.
yeah, and you know, when you hear about Christian Cage complaining, and that's why Marco Stunt got fired, and people have weight in AEW. Certain
Mhm,
people went and complained, and it's I don't like you. I don't.
mhm,
But they do it in a
mhm.
way of I'm offended for you. I'm
Why
offended
is
on your
Sammy Guevara
behalf.
on ROH?
Exactly. We need to protect our fans. It's okay that we threw
What
Darby
kind of
spine first into a set of stairs, but we need
mhm,
to protect our fans because they can't
mhm.
see something so
No,
horrid.
that's bullshit because if you were going to try and protect your fans and protect all your little triggly puff followers on Twitter, you wouldn't have had Juice Robinson and MJF run an anti-Semitism angle. Get fucked.
Exactly. They don't care.
And
It's
I'm not
it's
standing on my moral
more
high horse with
professional
that.
victim spaz. It's really is. It's professional victimhood. And I wanted to befriend Tony in the sense of like I like the
Mhm.
company. Let's root for them and but they make it so hard. Like there's people there that I genuinely like and want to support, but
I
my
don't even think
god.
here's the thing, like, professional victims are out there. They're out there hitting people with cars right now. But here's
Mm,
the thing, with AEW, I think they've gone past the professional victim thing. They've even gone past the, "Oh, to be AEW is constantly to be under attack." Fuck that shit. They have now gone to, "Let's divide up the fan base, and let's see who we can afford to piss off to get the other ones on our side."
yeah.
And it's fucking retarded. And I hate that they're going to get a ticket fee out of me this year for Edge's retirement.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh yeah, I know. And look what
I
you
hate it.
said to me earlier, MJF, he hasn't been truly deplorable. He could still he
In
could
a
still
while.
and he could still bring that monster out. We know, but
Mhm.
like what's the draw to him as champion right now?
Oh, there's
It's that
nothing right
he's
now.
that he's champion. But that's sad.
It's
He's
entirely
MJF. He should be
it's entirely credit to MJF that even while he's not being able to do it right now, I can still see it in him, but it's not in anything that they're letting him do right now.
everybody's just crickets. You can't hear it, but
Mhm,
it's like, come on. What
mhm,
what uh
mhm.
he could be the people's scumbag. He could be an asshole. Eh,
Tell me why.
But
Okay, I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna get on to somebody I like a lot more than
yes.
AEW. Tell me why, with this brand new tag team of Hangman and Swerve could do a lot better, let's be real for a second. Tell me why Hangman has to go make two brand new friends to be the trios champions on Collision to get the belt off Hobbs because it's so bad in AEW that even with a big money offer, like a big money main event caliber offer, he still said,
Offer.
nah, I'd rather try my foot in another pond or whatever the expression is."
The grass on the other side looks
So you've got
real.
Speedball and Kevin Knight who could be in your actual tag team division, but no, you can't because we have to put a belt on Hangman
Oh, I thought you
and we
said you
have
were
to
going to
get
find those two in a youth Christian,
uh,
church summer camp being counselors. Come on, kids. The way Speedball smiles creeps me out because his teeth don't separate. It looks like he has one tooth. And I'm not picking on the looks. It's just
he
because
no, no,
it's,
he's got an awkward, like, here's the thing, I like Speedball a lot. I
yeah.
think what he does in the ring is so
You mean
there's
Ralph
like
Macchio?
I don't know. But like no, but like there's an intangible thing. Like once you get into a match, like character wise, I don't think
Mm,
I have ever known what his character is
that's
in
my
the
problem.
ring. Yeah, well, it's my problem too, but I'm saying I've seen him at Destiny. Yes, I'm biased, whatever it is, what it is.
Yeah.
I've seen him and Josh Alexander go hell for leather against each other, sitting in the front row of an outdoor show in the parking lot of the Don Kolov.
Oh, yeah.
And I have not seen them scratch the surface of what I saw that day, any of them in AEW, where the supposed best wrestle, where again, Josh Alexander is like member 25 of the Don Callis Phallus family.
Yes.
Like,
And
what the fuck are
and
we doing?
Here's the thing, that's my disconnect from AEW is that I
Yeah.
do enjoy great wrestling, but I need a story. I'm a theater kid. I grew up taking tap lessons. I didn't play football, you know. I went out to play football once
Somebody
and my
and
ankle
I'm
broke
and
in
I'm gonna
5
get
places.
I'm gonna feel bad because I'm not gonna remember who it was, but it's somebody from the Wrestling for Life community put it up on one of their watch-alongs one day, and basically it was a little more convoluted than this, but it's basically like, if you want to enjoy Dynamite, go into the show knowing you're not gonna get a single story or character, and take a good match when you can get it.
Yeah.
You know how pathetic that is?
And that's what I'm trying to like convey here. It's like you're saying go in there and feel stupid. Like that's legitimately what you're conveying to us. Go in there.
Go in there with basement expectations, and if you manage to make it up to the kitchen once or twice, consider yourself lucky.
You nailed it, Spaz.
That's
And how is
fucking
that
stupid.
supposed to make you feel? Like WWE has the other side where their stories are just base level bullshit. It does feel generated by AI.
Mm,
And you and I also, funny enough, not just being friends, but cohorts and hosts as well. We have, similar interests. And I was looking at a back row ticket for Lincoln Park in the same arena where Monday Night Raw is.
yeah.
And would you know that there is $179 difference between the two?
Raw is more expensive?
Raw is more expensive.
Well, I told you Raw is in Toronto. This is kind of the funny thing too, because if you look at WWE, they went all over Europe, came back to Canada so that they could do 2 Montreal dates and a Toronto date, and then they're going to Saudi. So I don't know when their next show in the US is.
So when you got everything done, because you had to buy pre-advanced parking for this,
Mm,
and the parking was $50, so I'm counting that.
yes.
It ends up being 318.
Fuck that.
Lincoln Park is 139 for the same seat. Basically, it's the same row, but not the same seat. I think that counts if I'm in the same row.
Yeah.
139
I
out the
I
door.
I would be taking
These are both
transit
in New
if I would.
York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be taking, and yes, I know the money's different between us and you guys. Like, we have our Monopoly money, you have your paper money. It's fine, don't worry about it. But like the back row, see, I showed you one that was like 105, but most of the back row seats for the back of the arena, this is not including transit, snacks, anything like that, was 135 for the back row for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. So I think, the conversion is somewhere in that
It's
range.
so
So
fucking stupid. I hope we get something good. I hope this is
how
the
I'm
thing.
sorry, how much did you say it was?
135, I think.
135 funny money. So it's 100 US dollars. So
Okay.
it's a 1.35 difference. So it's basically 100
Okay.
bucks for us is 135 for you. So that's not terrible up there for tickets
Okay, but
for
it's terrible that that's not considered terrible anymore, is my point.
exactly. But my ticket for pretty much back of the arena is
Yeah.
$200 more than that.
See, this is what I'm saying,
What
like,
what did I
and
say it was when I 318 something like that? So that's
yeah.
440.18 for you. For
Yeah,
this
no.
for Raw. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
Raw had 3 matches because and then or was it 4 matches and 1 got stopped, or was it 3 matches and 1 got
Mm.
stopped? Regardless, so you didn't even get and the send off. They didn't even have a dark match afterwards. They just had Balor sing happy birthday to his mom, and then they made
Mm.
everybody leave. So that was the entire show you got plus 2 dark matches before.
I would have been stoked to see that, Punk Balor match.
Oh,
Not gonna
I
lie.
would have been too, no doubt,
It
but
doesn't take anything away from what you're saying. There's a whole separate conversation to be had about, holy fuck, we need to put Finn Balor back in the main event picture.
But
But,
here's the thing, I'm not going to anything right now because I still can't walk. But regardless,
it's
it's
true,
it's a
yeah.
it's a pain in the ass. I did the falling in reverse show, it was amazing, but trying to take the
Mm.
scooter or wheelchair in places,
You took the whole falling in reverse thing a little too literally,
you beat me to it, you son of a bitch.
though.
You knew where
Anyways,
I was
but
going with it.
you got a good transition though, because
You
on the Monday Night Raw that we just had,
yes, thank you.
we did have one match that was cut short for precautionary reasons. Just a quick, like I say, same thing with Daphne, same thing with Chris Bay and all the other people. Quick
Yes.
shout out to Javon Evans. I don't want to hear somebody got taken out like their third week on the main roster.
So he's good.
It Yes.
he,
This is what I was gonna say. It happened during the
yeah,
commercial break, and this
yes,
was sort of the downside of the overseas tour because I was at work. I came home. When you go to watch it in the library, obviously the commercial breaks have already been taken out of it.
yeah.
So all I had was the quick jump cut to after the commercial break where they were already helping
If
him
you
out.
do watch
So
it
I didn't
live
see
though,
anything
you
that
don't
happened.
see commercials, right? You get to see what's going on, like the VPN
Well,
thing,
well,
right?
this is the thing
Yeah.
is if I'm watching Monday Night Raw and it goes to a commercial break, it sort of like fades in and fades out, and I keep watching the match.
Mm,
So I don't know why they take that commercial part of the match out where I would have been watching the match.
yeah.
Anyways, point being, I didn't see what actually happened. I know that
Oh, I
they were
do know
helping
why
him
they do
out.
that. If you're curious, it's because not every break has something going on, and they don't want to have to leave in a timer that says we'll be back in 3 minutes and some odd
Okay,
seconds.
fair, fair.
I read
But
that in an article. Sorry, continue,
So
sire.
I come back from the commercial break and I see them just helping him out. I don't really know why. They're sort of speculating on commentary. Oh, it might have been his shoulder, it might have been his arm, whatever the case may be. And there's a history recently in WWE of everybody fucking up their shoulder. And I'm like, let's not do
Yeah.
that.
So
And
funny
then
enough,
when
they thought he had a concussion.
this is the thing, I don't think they want to say that on television.
No, no,
I
certainly not.
really because
So I
obviously
think
you
they're
can
like, hold your
either
shoulder. I can
you
picture it.
but you can trace that whole conversation right back to the Chris Benoit scenario. It's not hard to draw that line. So even if it was a concussion, I
Yeah.
think they would have said, "Oh, he bumped his shoulder. He's going to be out a couple of weeks." I don't think because it's one of those like no-go points of conversation for when they're live, I think.
They never
Uh
mention
which
any type of head injury, and you're right about
which
that.
really makes sense. Yeah. So it seems like he went through the percussion protocol. It was cut off sort of preemptively as a preventative measure between Jessica Carr and the medical staff, whatever you want to call them at ringside. Hey, probably nothing. Let's err on the safe side. Very, very cool to see. First of all, um, just like we all know what wrestling is. Like if there's a worry about something, or even if it's fine, let's
Yeah.
get him back and just make sure. Especially, I don't want to say especially for Javon because you want to take this amount of care with everybody, but with somebody so new to the main roster and so like just getting going, like a little bit of kid gloves is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm really saying like it really is.
you're not wrong. And here's the thing too. I wanted I know you said it, but I just really wanted to recap something. I'm pulling a Cody and going back because I'm going to make it relate to this. Trust me. But um, w- Warner Brothers Discovery got involved, right? And they're the ones that got rid of poor
Right.
Trey. And Trey
Mm.
got axed because Warner Brothers Discovery. Just like we saw this happen before, and we mentioned with the Briscoes. But it's worrying me now even more because have you heard the new speculation that Elon Musk not only is interested in purchasing WWE, but apparently when they go to the Rumble next weekend, I don't know if this has been discussed openly. I heard this as one of those like insider comment trade things, and
Yeah.
what's allegedly being done is a massive meeting with top Saudi like brass, their officials to
Mm.
discuss possibly buying an owner share or outright owning the WWE. They want
Okay.
Triple H and people to still run it, but they want to own it. And then they don't supposedly they don't want to control anything that's going on. They just want to be like, "Hey, we own this." Which is
They wanna say like this is our thing. It does
yeah,
its
and
own thing,
we're
but
its
it's our
home
thing.
base. This is the
Yeah.
wrestling is ours now. Basically, you have to come to us to get wrestling, and I see the idea of the draw behind it, but God, that's messy, right? I just
I
what's
don't
your
think
initial
TKO is gonna
take?
I don't think TKO is gonna let it go because as much as I don't think the crossover is as deep as they think it is, I think they like having the complete combat sport package.
Yes.
Like basically TKO is like a marriage of WWE and UFC. I know there's like they've got the like the bull riding and a couple of other like smaller entities, but
Yeah.
it's basically
BPR. Yeah.
yeah, but it's basically WWE and UFC. This is me looking at it as an amateur from the outside, not knowing how the business deals work and all that kind of thing. But I think they like saying we have our thumb on combat sports. We've got the real
Yes.
stuff over here. We've got the fake stuff over here. We've got you completely covered.
You got
I
that
don't, I
right.
don't, I don't,
And,
I don't think they're
and
letting that go.
UFC is worth a lot. But here's the thing. Apparently, what's being offered, like I don't know what WWE's evaluation is, but allegedly they're offering 150% of the company. If that's true, in what world do they not sell, or at least sell enough of a share that they now have majority ownership? I'm telling you, I have a feeling.
I say just give it to Elon, and then it can be WWX.
Yeah. Well, supposedly what he said is, instead of having it on Netflix, he would air everything on Twitter, and he means literally everything. Pay-per-views, PLEs, now, Raw, SmackDown, like all of it. No more TV, no everything for free on X. He would pay sponsors but everyone would have access to it for free on X. That wouldn't be bad because think about how many people probably would watch, but they either don't have Netflix or don't have, and people
And
who
see,
doesn't
here's
have
the thing.
Netflix. A lot of people have it, but not everybody.
Here's where I become a bad guy because oh my god, it's big bad evil Elon. As long as I can watch the show, and as long as they're keeping their fingers out and what's it called Triple H can still do his thing,
Yeah.
there's gonna come a point where I don't care. And
Right.
I know that sucks. Like it was really interesting. Like when the deals went from TV deals to Netflix, it was a really cool thing. Oh man, what's that going to look like and whatever. When TKO originally became a thing, oh my god, what does WWE look like? Not in the hands of a McMahon. That's an interesting conversation to have. If it's just strictly a behind the scenes thing, hey, we bought it, we own it now. We're going to put a little copyright X thing in the corner, and Triple H is going to keep running the show. There's gonna come a point where I don't care, man, and that's a bad answer, but holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, okay, I'm not gonna charge anybody anything for it. I'm just gonna use it as another reason to get more people on Twitter. Okay, I'm already on Twitter, so my life will change 0.
Yeah, but I didn't mind, like, I didn't like the speed matches, but I liked the way it was handled on
Mm.
X. I enjoyed it, and people were like, "Oh, really?" Yeah, because it was pretty seamless. They aired it. I know it wasn't live, but it was live to tape the way they treated it, and it was always done damn well and entertaining. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but it
And here's the thing,
was.
I will still stand up for the speed title in the sense of if you like it, it's a nice little bite size of here's something you like, and if you don't like it, it's not enough of a thing to justify getting pissed about.
Says
Like,
you, Spaz, but
even if
I'm
you
gonna
watch an episode
bitch. Yeah.
even if you watch an episode of NXT, what percentage of an episode of NXT is a 3-minute match?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's
one of those
what?
things that's great. It's like, it's
1%
never
of.
it's not gonna make the show gangbustersly better either. You got one fast-paced match that's just for a little thing on the side. It replaced the Heritage Cup.
Mhm.
And the Heritage Cup took up a lot more time.
Yes, and I will say this as well, though.
I like
It's
the Heritage Cup.
I
It
didn't
was
mind it because it
different.
was something. Yeah, exactly. It was something different. Here's the
Yeah.
thing overall, though, that I don't have an issue with because NXT is still giving us a good amount of matches, a good amount of
Yep.
like the. So to be completely
Somehow
honest, I'm
NXT
almost done with NXT, but I didn't get to finish it last night. I am
yeah.
almost at the main event now with how crazy this day's been,
What I
and
like is somehow NXT manages it's the only show that's still 2 hours in the
yes.
wrestling week. Somehow they managed to give us more matches and more segments. 'Cause
Yeah, no doubt
there's a
about
lot of
it.
stupid fun on NXT. Shiloh Hill is a thing, or
Which
Happy Wyatt as I've renamed him.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm
I'm
hard pressed
laughing
to
over
like,
here.
there's
I'm sorry you caught me with a good one.
the Happy Wyatt.
Yes. I don't know why that tickled me. It just caught me off guard.
Because I was reaching real low.
Yeah.
No, but like SmackDown's firing and
Yeah.
Raw like had the Stranger Things debut, which was a little bit odd. But other than that, like CM Punk's title reign's going really well.
It is going damn well. And
S-
you know what? They
And
pivoted into that. I'll give them credit with what they had. Hey,
yep,
Seth's injured. Punk's going to get the belt back. Here's how it's going to work. And it
yep.
just felt like logical steps. And you know what? You can tell Punk is having a good title reign because when he's having matches, you're wondering if the other guy is actually going to win. There was
Mhm.
more a part of me that thought maybe Braun Breaker will take it. It was like a
Mhm.
10% chance, but it
Here's
was
the thing.
there, you
I've been
know?
pulling for them to push Finn Balor for a long time. I'm also a dyed-in-the-wool Punk guy. I am so confident in the way that they are presenting CM Punk right now that for one night, I was able to put that aside and get behind Finn Balor in the moment, knowing that it's probably not gonna happen, and they're still gonna treat Punk like $1,000,000. The it doesn't go unnoticed. Give Finn Balor his old music back. Jesus fucking Christ. Like
Yeah, I
his Judgment Day music isn't terrible. It's like a warping of his old music, but like they did it when
it just wasn't
um
clean enough to be like fully recognizable. Like it takes a bit for me to be like, "Oh, that's Finn Balor." Instead of just
yeah,
the that breath intro like, "Oh, it's Balor." Like I immediately I know,
for a
dun
split
dun.
second, and the music is kind of the same except for the beginning bit. For a split second, I thought we were gonna get the demon
Yeah.
because I'm sure that's
I
something they
was
have in their back
but
pocket.
but they were beating him again. I guess he doesn't want to bring it back if he's
Yeah,
losing.
that's
Yeah.
that's
And
fair,
that's
yeah. But
fair.
you don't wanna get into spoiler territory where, "Oh my god, he's the demon, therefore he's winning." That's the tricky thing about that. If you say you don't wanna beat the demon, then you can never come out as the demon because then we'll know you're winning.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of a wrestler with, like, boo-boo loser face.
Mhm.
But, no, I think, it was gonna be a topic and then all this other stuff happened, but, like, CM Punk just in general, um, I can be a fan of Punk, and I'm really, really happy with how they're presenting him so that I could put that on the shelf and for a night be the Finn Balor fan that's
Yeah.
cheering Finn Balor, even though I know CM Punk's gonna win because the confidence is there in the booking.
Yes, and I knew Punk would win, but part of me bit for a second thinking like, "You know what? Give
Oh,
if
of
I was
course,
Triple
yeah,
H, give it to Balor. Give the
and that's
surprise, holy
but the
shit."
secret sauce.
Yeah,
I don't wanna necessarily win like, I know there's a lot of people that are like, "Fuck it, 2026, do some unpredictable shit,
yeah, give
toss
it to
some belts
Balor and
around.
then toss it back at the
Toss
Rumble.
some belts around, toss a belt on Jordan Grace, put the belt on, Drew McIntyre," which they did.
Yeah,
Um,
give us
it's one of
anything.
those, like, even if you don't, the secret sauce is going into a match where you know who's gonna win and making you question yourself for a second.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no
That's better. I'm sorry, to me, that's better. Like, a match where, like, it's 2 guys are equal, oh my god, I could see them going either way, and enjoying that match for what it is great. What's better is going into a match thinking, "Oh, that's gonna be really good, but I'm pretty sure so and so is winning."
yeah,
And then throughout the course of the match, they make you question yourself.
yeah.
That's the secret sauce.
Oh, absolutely, and that is wrestling in a nutshell. What is wrestling? The ability to suspend disbelief and believe. You nailed it
And
as
that big
clean
guy
as
and
you
that little
could.
guy on the side of the road, maybe you wanna pay $5
Yeah.
to see the little guy knock
Intergurgent.
down the big guy and get his revenge
Whose
for
explanation
you.
is that?
That's Cornette's.
Cornette, yes, thank you. Well, I can't believe I couldn't
I'm
but
not a
it's so
huge Cornette
timeless.
guy.
Oh, I love
I'm not a
Cornette.
huge Cornette
I'm
guy,
mad
but
at myself.
I have taken that it's only like 20 seconds, and it shows up on a reel just about everywhere because the algorithm is a thing, right? I have used that clip in so many conversations with friends of mine that are not wrestling fans, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put it any better than he puts it in that clip because it's so true, and it's not Jim Cornette being what people know Jim Cornette to be either. It's just a really like you can't say it any better, realistically speaking. We do need to get into Saturday night's main event. I do want to touch really quickly. We all talked
Pause.
about the first new TNA episode, and some people loved it, some people hated it. I was somewhere in the middle. The other
Yeah,
thing that
we were
happened
kinda
during
indifferent.
yeah,
Kind of come to expect from TNA
they
in a way, it's like,
you know what I'm treating it as?
you teenage
They've they
yourself.
they've landed, they've taken their first step, their second step better be better. And that's and I'm saying that hopefully. I'm not saying that like to be derogatory or to be a dickhead,
No,
but like
no.
their second step needs to be better. First step was okay. I was happy to see Cora Jade and Sonya Deville in their new names and that sort of thing. We missed out on what would have been a really cool X Division exhibition match because of outside reasons, obviously. There was a lot of video packaging, which is great for the new people. But my point being, it wasn't the only new show that debuted
No,
last week.
and they get
During
173,000 viewers as well. So,
I mean, from
apparent
Access where they weren't recording their ratings at all.
yeah, they were not even getting anywhere near 100,000 on Access, and
Plus, they weren't making any
apparently,
money on it because it was their network.
yeah, I don't know what the regular like rating is for that time slot
Neither
usually.
do I.
So I'm
Apparently,
gonna
they
look
edged
into it more.
out
But
Collision, but I'm not even taking that as
yeah,
a victory at
Collision
this point.
averaged 271,000 viewers, but they drew a higher demo rating.
Okay, well, the demo is a stupid metric anyway.
It
You know what
is,
I
but
like though?
you know what?
You know what you
They
you know
care
what you can't
about it.
measure? You know what you can't measure because it's on YouTube?
What's that?
AAA.
Ah, exactly. And you know what?
AAA had their new episode of the new era last Saturday. And it was a lot of fun. Again, nothing to super write home about, but I
No,
like the way it's being presented so far.
it was enjoyable and it was simple. And that really
Yeah.
was
You have I like the fact that they've established Rey Mysterio he's not like a GM, but he's sort of like this overseeing like presence, which
yeah.
gives the whole show a feel. I like I don't know if this is going to be the team every week, but the commentary team of Rey Mysterio, JBL, and Corey Graves is awesome. They continue to make AAA Corey Graves's baby, so to speak, as far as commentary goes. I am going to need them to do what Conan was doing on the pay-per-views, in the sense of if somebody's cutting a promo, have somebody on commentary kind of like translating what they're saying a bit
Yeah.
faster.
Give us
And
something, people. Yeah.
the same with the backstage segments. The two things to really pull away from this, obviously, Vikingo beating El Grande Americano for the number one contendership with the help of Omos, because they're a team and it's weird and I like it.
Yeah.
Um, our favorite guy with our favorite name, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., the current Latin American champion, was attacked by a returning Santos Escobar. Really cool to see Santos Escobar shows up in his dad's mask and then unmasks himself for the attack. Um, we've got a lot to look forward to this Saturday, which is going to be running neck and neck with Saturday night's main event, which is interesting. They didn't say who the contenders were going to be, but the tag titles are going to be on the line. Cruiserweight title is going to be on the line, and the Latin American title is going to be on the line. And Penta has a huge announcement. So
Mm.
whether that's okay, I've been drafted to AAA, I don't know. But it's a nice little it was a flashback to old NXT. Nice little bite-size hour. They had like a 6-person tag. They had a ladies tag where we had a run in from Lola Vice because she's over as shit. You had the one segment there with Wagner and Santos, and then you had the main event. Omos being there to be sort of the muscle for like dickhead Vikingo, and their manager, whose name I don't know. Um, as I say, good if you want to watch it, inoffensive if you don't want to watch it. But more, they did more to say, here we are, but watch next week. We've got a title and a title and a title and an announcement. So the first episode was sort of an advertisement for the second episode, and the second episode is where they're going to plant their flag.
Yeah.
Is the feeling that I got, but a really auspicious start. Like I know in Mexico they're on Fox now. Everywhere else they're on YouTube. The YouTube thing for WWE, even when they were doing like the Worlds Collide stuff, Saturday night's main event for us is on YouTube. They're embracing the YouTube live thing like crazy, and it's brilliant.
Yeah. And you know what? I said this years ago that I was like, I wish when they first had the 24/7 title that they could go ahead and
And
just go
do some clips.
live. Yeah. Not even clips, go live. Or like when they had the
Yeah.
airport version, just do it
Yeah.
simple like that.
I don't think they would have done
they're
it
in the
live,
airport.
but they would
Yeah,
have
they could have done it
They would have
that it
presented
looked
it as
live.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't think it was seen as like an additional forum to television like it is now. I think at the time there was a bit of a stigma. It's like, oh, you shoved yourself over on YouTube because you couldn't get on TV. Whereas now it's like more people are ditching TV and are more likely to watch some content online, on streaming, on YouTube, etc. Like, what's the difference between clicking on to my, my Netflix app or my Peacock app or my YouTube app? Like, they're becoming more similar than they were seen in the past. And I kind of see why they didn't do it before. And I love the fact that they're embracing it now. Especially, and I'm going to keep saying it, especially for AAA, which is their brand new thing where the focus isn't necessarily going to be ratings. It's going to be get yourself in front of as many eyeballs as possible.
And then what else could they, really strive for?
Eventually, if the reception is strong, I would hope for their sake that it moves over to Netflix with the
AMC
rest
was
of the W.
thrilled though. They even with the people like, oh, 173,000. From
Yeah.
what I'm seeing, they were getting like 10,000 to 30,000 viewers in whatever was on during
Mhm.
that slot before. So
Yeah.
that's a massive increase. And they
Yep.
feel like it's going to be the opposite. It's not going to be a fall off. It's going to be a slow growth.
Yeah.
And
There is, I
I
will
do
say, for the
expect that.
for the naysayers out there, there is always a what do you want to say? Like, there's going to be a drop in the sense of there's going to be some people that gave that show a chance for the very first time and decided it wasn't for them. But on the other side of the coin, you want to hope that somebody gave it a shot, thought it was good, and then told their friend.
Yeah.
So it's just about balance. There's going to be people that gave it a shot and decided it wasn't for them. Like, there's no doubt in that. Like, I'm not even saying this as a dig, but like the fall off of AEW, because it feels more drastic because their brand new shiny toy element when they first came out was so strong.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're not
So
wrong. And here's the thing too. They're apparently trying to bring in Evil from New Japan, the never openweight
for
champion, to WWE.
really,
Yeah. So that was
and
announced
see,
earlier today.
I don't know much about Evil. So
I haven't been a major fan. I don't dislike him. It's just he's never been a favorite of mine by any means, but New Japan Star, this is from Sports Illustrated. It says rumored to be joining WWE. And
mhm,
after the successful Tokyo Dome show they had earlier this year, they're saying that Olympic judoka gold medalist Aaron Wolf made his debut by challenging the House of Torture's Evil for the never openweight title. And he has a
yeah.
continued feud with Wolf. And they said that his tenure with New Japan is wrapping up very soon. And they're heavily being suggested that it's being suggested that he's going to WWE. So wow,
Can I
interesting.
again? And this is not a dig. I
No,
don't know
no,
enough about I don't
yeah.
know enough about New Japan to be taking a dig at them. I'll put my own ignorance on display. I don't mind. What the hell is a never open weight championship?
So I know it had to do something during the lost time of 2020,
Okay.
and it was supposed to be uh, like a tournament title, but it was like I don't want to say like man's man, but that was basically it. Like it
Okay.
was.
No,
Uh,
I've heard and I've never understood that, like, never open.
yeah, because
Like
it's so
cruiserweight, heavyweight, never
never
open weight.
never was the show, and it was an
Oh,
open
okay.
weight challenge. So
Okay. So
if you weren't
never is a title. Never is not like never
yes,
open.
exactly. It was
Oh, okay.
never
All right. I
Musa
did not know that.
Kanubasaba. Yes, that was the
Okay.
it was owned by
Alright.
New Japan, and
Sorry, to me, it always sounded like, what's the other one at
it's an
Dragon Gate?
acronym:
The,
New Blood
oh,
Evolution
okay.
Validity
What's
Valiantly,
that other funny
sorry,
one? The,
Eternal
open
Radical.
the Dragon Gate title or whatever, the one with the key in it.
Yeah, oh, it is Dragon Gate, but I forget what one it is. But yeah, so they had the open weight title, which just basically came down to
Okay.
it's an open challenge. It followed the establishment of what John Cena would later do with the U.S. title because this started in 2012.
Okay. Okay.
And it allowed anybody that was up and coming or new, because the acronym of NEVER is New Blood, Evolution, Valiantly, Eternal, Radical. And I
Okay.
really got to
See,
find my classes, but
I didn't know that never was an acronym. I was taking it as all of it was the name of the title.
right, I did
Um,
for ages and
it
had to
because
look
it makes
back
me
as
think
well.
of It makes me think of, like, every time they mention the, X Division Championship in TNA, they've got the sort of the tagline, "It's not about weight limits, it's about no limits." I thought it was, like, an idea like that, but, hey, I learned something new, and maybe I'll learn who Evil is. So, I know it's not a preview, but I guess we should preview the show that's coming up on Saturday, even though they've only given us 3 matches. Um, I don't have much to say about the matches other than the main event.
Okay, good,
Um,
because I've got some things I wanna add, so I think
okay.
this might be a interesting
This might
conversation
this might be a
nonetheless.
forum for Jacob. For,
Uh,
for Jake, sorry, I said Jacob
Jacoby.
Fatu. Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, Jacob's gotta win this, right?
So here's the thing, I'm not so sure. Do they do the thing where it's the DQ ending or the total dusty finish? Ah, right, said the thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure. Cody Rhodes, anytime he's involved, I bring the sounds, and
Yeah.
they loved him some Cody, just like they loved Finn, and I'm still rocking out in my soul to his theme. God, it was so good to see that. But
Mm.
I'm not so sold that Cody loses here because he's coming off of the title loss, and you got to remember he's toppled through many people before. I don't think it's going to be a squash thing, but I could see Cody winning here because what happens? I think Jacob is not going to get the immediate victory over Cody. Why? Because it's going to turn into a triple threat. I feel like it's got to. Maybe it happens at Elimination Chamber and they have the triple threat there. I don't feel like this is enough for Mania.
I was
Uh,
gonna say a lot of people are talking about Jacob, Cody, Drew for Mania, and it's not a dig on any of those 3 guys, but
no,
I don't see that as I see that as
that's not
being
a
the
draw.
tipped. I don't agree that it's not a draw. It's one of those, again, I'm getting into that area of, like, okay, you can't explain it, you just have to feel it, right?
Yeah,
Any other pay-per-view this year, that's a main event.
I
It doesn't fit Mania. With the following Cody Rhodes has, with the following Drew's, sort of push towards the title had, and the sort of like new guy, monster guy, like I just want to watch him kill something following that Jacob has. That
yeah
triple threat, you put that on Chamber, you put that on Backlash. I wouldn't even hate it at SummerSlam. I'm not gonna lie.
no.
It's one of those I could see it headlining any show
But here's not
except
Mania.
Mania.
And you
Yeah.
know why that is though? Because we've seen Drew and Cody beat the piss out of each other for the better part of 6 months. What's
Mm.
left to squeeze from that blood orange, Like what else are we
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
out of it? It's nothing but pulp, and I hate pulp. That's what's left.
And I'm
So
not see what I'm
Jacob
saying, I
being
don't
added in
see.
is just an injection to it, but it's not enough to keep it going till Mania 1. And 2, holding it off till Mania would be a disaster.
It would be draggy for sure.
Exactly, and then on top of it, I don't know that triple threat would live up because of their styles and how Drew and Cody usually plays off. Like, it would be good, but it wouldn't be like Drew,
Okay, sorry, I have
Sheamus,
I have to correct myself, I just
Gunther
had a
good.
thought. If we do this on the road to WrestleMania, that doesn't main event Chamber. Whatever Punk is doing at the Elimination Chamber main events Chamber.
Oh, yeah, 'cause,
But here's the
they're in
thing.
Chicago for that, right?
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Jacob wins this because I think it's gonna turn into a triple threat match.
Yeah.
I think we are going with downward spiral Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
Because what
okay,
I
so
want at what I want at Mania, and
yeah.
now it's a different twist, right?
Yeah, because it's at the United
Um,
Center, right?
Yeah.
So,
Cody
alright.
Cody Rhodes Cody Rhodes was the good guy of good guys. I did all the right things and da 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 da. And he
Mhm.
started breaking and he started snapping at his boss and he started snapping at the people around him. And then he got fucked. And then the guy that fucked him came and fucked him up again at Saturday night's main event and beats him in my world, right?
Yes.
Downward spiral, downward spiral. Randy Orton tries to calm him down. He snaps on his mentor and all that sort of thing. So that by the time we get to the Royal Rumble match, you get, I know it's a three-peat and people are going to hate that, heel Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble, chasing babyface CM Punk into Mania.
Uh,
I want that match, man. I like a dog with a bone. I want that match. I
I
know a lot of
know.
people want I know a lot of people want a lot of other things. People are already trying to crowbar Bianca Belair into the night 2 main event, and it ain't happening, folks. I'm sorry. But I want that match. I want that match because I want it. I also want that match so that they can wave that match in AEW's face. I am that
Yeah.
petty. I don't care. I am that petty. And I'm sorry. At some point, this is an entirely separate thing from Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
This is a separate point I want to make here. At some point, they have to shake and I hate the fact that people do it because he's off injured right now. He's not even in the company and people still say it. People always say, oh, like there's the real belt and then there's the Seth belt. Right? I hate that because first of all, fuck off. Second of all, like you can not like the guy, but like putting his name on something doesn't make it bad. Third of all, like it's the main title of your flagship show. At some point, a Royal Rumble winner has to pick that belt. Regardless of who the winner is, regardless of who the title holder is, at some point, a Royal Rumble winner has to pick the World Heavyweight Championship because that's the missing piece. Because right now it's okay. The Royal Rumble winner goes and fights for the WWE Championship, and then whoever wins at Chamber gets the consolation belt, and that doesn't help the image of the title.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes, because the level of Cody Rhodes, the level of CM Punk right now, and the title reign that he's had so far, Cody Rhodes picking CM Punk means Cody Rhodes, the hood ornament, the QB, whatever you want to call it, even if he's a heel,
yeah.
picking the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, I know. I mean, you're not.
And if you give them a challenge like that, make this belt mean something. I mean, if they were fighting over the WWE title, like I would have said up until the fact that Drew beat Cody, I would say Punk wins the Rumble, challenges Cody, they go to Mania, it's the main event, bar none, right?
Yeah.
Now, put a chip on both of their shoulders. Not only are you guys our main event, not only are you guys our night 2 main event, not only are you the champion and you're the Royal Rumble winner for a third time, only ever achieved by Stone Cold Steve Austin before him. But now the additional chip on your shoulder is we're trusting you guys to make that belt mean something. They'll both go in there with a chip on their shoulder. Cody Rhodes as the heel would be fantastic. CM Punk as the dickhead babyface with the chip on his shoulder still, because they've done it twice now.
Yeah,
The two of them have come face to face twice before the Royal Rumble, teasing that match. I want that match. Jake, I'm not letting go of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm not letting go of it. I say Jacob Fatu has to win here so that I can see Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk later on. That's the line we've drawn.
So I'm not against it. Here's the thing. Like I'm watching some of Unreal, like I said, the first 2 episodes, and
Yeah.
they're talking about the R-Truth stuff, and they're like, oh, well, how do we turn him heel? And it's Wednesday, so by Saturday, Cena's got to face a new big bad R-Truth. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Triple H says, and the game is right, but the game is rigged, as you know, and
Yes.
I don't see Cody just. I can't just see him just turning. Like it's got to be what would be the catalyst for him to turn?
I'm not saying Cody Rhodes turns this Saturday.
No,
Sorry if I made it sound like I was.
Okay, all right, but so you're saying the descent to madness is happening though on the way to him three-peating and then winning Mania? Because how does he heal it up for the Rumble? Does he turn heel in the Rumble?
Maybe.
When do you have Cody turn heel? Like, think about it. He got turned on at the Chamber.
I think you go through. He gets screwed out of the title. The guy that screwed him then beats him.
Yeah.
You go through next Friday's SmackDown because he's the beloved guy. You get, I don't know, like a Sami Zayn and
Ilya
Randy Orton
Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov.
No, but like all the people that are in his like support system.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay. I get you.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of doing like from a mental health point of view.
Yes.
You got screwed over. Not only did you get screwed over, the guy that screwed you then gets to beat you.
Yes.
You've lost your title. You were the first one to announce for the Rumble, but now your confidence is shaken going in and you feel like you're getting jerked around and you did all the right things and it still didn't get you anywhere. That that kind of mentality, right?
Yeah,
And then
because
you've
my little
got
quick add-in was like, oh, maybe just because he kept saying, Drew said, "Oh, you got to fight your way back from the bottom. You know, you're not getting another
yeah,
rematch." So that's why I was thinking, like, his first match back. Of course, Cody's gonna win. He's got to get these wins to rack
mm.
him up to face Drew, and then he loses to Ilya. Like, really
But
shake
here's the
his
thing though,
confidence on his way to
if
Rumble.
your confidence is shaken, everything you see becomes warped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, he loses on Saturday. Next Friday, actually, I guess you could start doing it. You could set the seeds for it this Friday, but it would have to be next Friday that you would have to do it because that would have to be
That's what
after
I'm
the loss.
saying. It
Orton,
sucks.
or Orton sees him, and Sammy sees him, and I don't know, maybe R-Truth in the back sees him. All these guys that he knows, and they're really close friends, and he would have been there for them if they were having a bad time. They all come around, they all give him a pat on the shoulder, they all give him the old attaboy, right? You'll get
But
it
what
back,
if
you'll
they
get back on your
don't?
feet. But here's the thing though, they all do because he's the good guy. They see him as the good guy and they're trying to support him, but because he's in such a broken, like a lost mindset, whatever, he
Yeah,
takes it instead of taking it as support, he sees it as being really patronizing. And like they're
yeah.
treating him like a child, especially
Ooh,
with Orton, like you're not here you're not here supporting me. You're here big brothering me and all
yeah,
that kind of thing. And all the support that people are trying to show him, he like vents outward at all of it and just kind of like not snaps on any one person, but like, fuck all of you and da 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 da. Like he does, even in the moment, he doesn't mean it, but it's the first step towards, what, being a good guy didn't get me jack shit. Maybe I need to be a dick. And as he, maybe he comes up against some big guys in the Rumble to start. Maybe he comes up against a Braun Breaker and gets knocked on his ass, and a Bronson Reed and gets knocked on his ass again. And, Obafemi makes his debut, and they just met at a Saturday Night's Main Event recently. And Obafemi puts him on his ass until he snaps mid match, hands out a couple low blows. And by the end of it, he starts realizing being a dickhead is actually getting me somewhere.
yeah,
And
yeah.
the last person in the Rumble in Saudi, it comes down to him and Sami Zayn, and he low blows Sami Zayn over the top rope.
Mm. See, I like that a lot. I almost wish that no one comforts him though, because think about it. Like the times he's been
Yeah.
out there getting his ass kicked and no one's come to support him. You could almost make montages out of Cody having bad friends. They have.
Which
They have
which
them
is
on
which is
TikTok. They have
fine,
edits.
which is fine because if nobody supports him, then he's frustrated, right?
Yeah.
If everybody is there supporting him because they love him so much and he doesn't see it, then
You
we
want
as
the
an audience,
delusional.
we no, it just means we as an audience can be frustrated with him. Like
Yeah.
we want to be shouting at the screen, like, nobody's fucking with you, man. Like they're just trying to love you. They're just trying to help you back on your feet. What are you
Mm-hmm.
doing? Don't go this way, man. Don't go. Oh, fuck, you went that way.
Yeah.
Like if
The
I'd
total.
rather than him being frustrated on his own, have us be frustrated that he thinks he's on his own and he's not. Like
See.
that's a wider spread
Net.
mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's one of those where you feel bad for him even after the turn, you can still feel bad for him. And you can still be invested in his journey, even though he's a dickhead, and even though he's going to try and low blow CM Punk, and CM Punk is going to bring in a cup because he's smart.
Yeah.
He's going to low blow him instead because he's not used to being a bad guy. He didn't bring his cup, and he's going to GTS middle of WrestleMania. No, 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 no. I won the AEW war within WWE, even though I'm
In
still
10 seconds.
even though I'm still the reigning defending real world champion from AEW. Anyway, I don't know if you can tell that I'm a little bit fixated on this.
No, but
But
but realistically, with everything that you laid out, here's my thing.
okay.
This match,
Mm,
I realize that Cody needs to lose. It makes sense with him losing, but it's
mm.
risky to have him lose now as well because he
I don't think
doesn't
so.
put he doesn't put many people over. But what it is he doesn't have the ultimate group of support right now. So if they truly don't plan on turning Cody, then they've got to
Mm.
be extra careful because he's gonna fall into the pit of, oh, it's cool to boo him now. He sucks now. Like the Roman type. I could foresee this happening
But
absolutely.
I think his booking has been so strong before this that I don't think Cody loses this match and you see him as a loser. I think
Not no, it wouldn't be
I think
instantaneous. I think it's
I think
over
Cody
time.
loses
It's chipping.
I think Cody loses this match and you immediately look at it as he lost to the voices in his head. No pun intended. No Randy Orton pun intended. I
Yes.
think it's he didn't lose because Jacob's better than him, even though Jacob is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He lost because the last loss is still in his head.
Yeah.
He
No, no,
lost because
absolutely.
he's thinking about what he had. He lost because the, I guess, late pressure, like all the built up pressure of being champion is hitting him now that he's lost it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you have to play it from a mental point of view. And I really hope that Cody doesn't overact it, because what I'm saying is very dangerous, like overacting territory. And if you
Yeah.
overact it, then it just becomes a drama. And that's not what I'm advocating for.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I think he'll be able to handle this with some
He needs
much
to not
needed
cry.
taps. Yeah, I don't think he'll cry. I
He
think
needs to not cry.
I think he'll be
I've had
more
enough of between AEW and WWE. I've seen enough of Cody Rhodes crying.
right. No, I think he's
And
going
if
to be
you can,
more
and if you can go one
enraged.
promo without mentioning or without somebody else mentioning who your dad is, that'd be great as well. All due respect to Dusty, RIP, and all that, but there's more to Cody Rhodes than his lineage, and I say
Mm,
that in the most complimentary way possible.
so you think, but sad to
Yeah.
say.
Anyways, so now you said there might be, I think you implied that there might be nonsense in this match. I don't think there's nonsense in this match because I think there's nonsense in the next match.
Okay.
The women's tag team title match, I don't think we get a finish. Either
Okay.
Judgment Day pulls some fuckery and the match gets thrown out, or some kind of fracture happens within the Judgment Day.
That's what
My
I'm
issue is
thinking. Okay.
creatively.
Mhm.
Now, if you consider the fact that Dom's injured, JD's injured, neither one of them can do anything, but they can be there.
Mhm.
Finn is heading towards a babyface turn, just coming off this world title loss, and Raquel
Dom's apparently
Rodriguez.
okay though. He's on his way back. He's supposed to be good for the Rumble. So
Yeah, but I think in storyline they're still talking about him as
oh yeah. No, I
being
get your point. I'm
being
just
injured. So
updating
I
you
think
as
if
we go.
like the involvement would be special, and I don't know where JD's at. They haven't mentioned.
Not
He's
that
just
JD
been sort.
doesn't matter, but he's kind of an afterthought with some of it, unfortunately. And
I hope he goes. I hope he goes babyface with Finn, and if they're not going to put Finn in the world title picture constantly, have them as a babyface tag team because I like them as a tag team.
yeah, no doubt about it. And like you said,
Dom
there's
can go
ways
off
to
on
do
his own, or
things.
Dom can go off with Liv. I'm kind of worried what they do with Raquel after this mini run with Stephanie is over. Roxy is going to be fine with whatever she does. So I see there either being some miscommunication, because right now they're playing it up that Liv and Roxy are
Are
like a perfectly functioning team out of
yeah.
nowhere.
Like Cody
So
keeps saying,
either
the Randy Orton authority, type
yeah, they're
of, you know,
so either they're not
story.
going to work as good of a team as they think they are, because they won one match as a team, and it was the match that got them this match. So
Yes.
either heel miscommunication and they kind of fall apart, or Raquel Rodriguez comes down and finally takes a side, or
What if
the
Liv
guys.
just doesn't help her? Roxanne's going
Yeah,
for the hot tag, getting her ass kicked, and Liv jumps down, and then they jump
yeah.
Roxanne,
Here's the
basically.
thing. I don't know which way. If you split Roxanne and Liv, I don't know, because Liv has that Dom thing about her where the people that love her really love her, and
Yes.
the more she leans into being a heel, the more they're going to love her, especially if she stays with Dom. So I don't know what the dynamic is. I
They
don't
they
know
were supposed
where.
to be turned babyface initially
Of
when
course,
when
yeah.
SummerSlam was happening.
Yeah.
At Night of Champions, Balor was supposed to start the breakup of the Judgment Day that night, and then I
Yeah.
forget what happened to change that. Then,
Mm,
and then Liv got injured, and that eventually changed other plans. So
yeah. And I mean,
that
the other thing,
was
again, it's kind of like what we said about like the Chris Bays and the Kevin Owenses and whatever. Because she was injured for so long, like people are just happy to have her back.
yeah. They
And she's
don't want to
like,
boo her at this point.
regardless of babyface or heel, she's a great character. So
Yeah.
people like just having her, and she's not hard to look at. Let's be real for a
Oh,
second.
she's
But
gorgeous, and
like,
and you wouldn't have think
but the,
that she would be the talented one out of the Riot Squad. Everyone thought Ruby Riot would be the wrestler that. but Liv really came into her own, and she gave, full force everything she could into
Yeah.
becoming a
The
real,
interesting thing about the
part
Judgment
of
Day is
all of
because
this.
there's been so many different like membership changes in the Judgment Day, and it's had so many different iterations. I can see fractions in the Judgment Day, and even if I say to you, "Hey, man, the Judgment Day breaks up on Saturday," I still don't know where those fracture lines go, and I don't mind that because I kind of want to be surprised. I
Yeah.
was kind of surprised initially that Liv buddied up to Roxanne, and it felt like a sneaky move. It felt like,
Yes.
Alexa buddying up to Charlotte, and look at how great that turned out because it
Yeah.
wasn't a swerve.
And I think Raquel is going to then go ahead and take Roxanne's side as a surprise. I think that's what will be the
Is there a
catalyst to
possibility?
Liv
Is there
turning
a
face.
possibility if they do win? Because I don't think there's going to be a title change. I think there's going to be some kind of non-finish.
Well, I think
If
they really quickly. Sorry, I don't want to forget. I'm not sure if this is confirmed 100%, but is Stephanie Vacour relinquishing the title? I saw that being
I don't,
discussed earlier today, and someone was saying that it was official, but I didn't see that confirmed anywhere. So I
I
was
haven't
like,
seen that. Apparently, the repeated attacks on her foot and the injury that they're playing up on screen
yes,
is to cover for her taking a couple weeks off of action because she's got a couple of collected more minor injuries. So I think it's
yeah,
just
that's what I
giving her
heard
some
initially.
leeway.
But what was being said was that okay, now it's more severe. That's the issue. So now they need to. But
Here's the thing though, and here's where I think you could like it's a good group because you can split it in any direction, right? Like eventually you figure, Liv and Roxanne turn on each other in some kind of way. Raquel Rodriguez eventually has to choose a side.
and she
What if
turns
they
on Liv as
what if they
well. I
no, what
think.
if they become tag champs and she's the only one without gold, so the two of them stay together and kick her out?
Oh, like, yeah, fuck you, and they just that could be I mean, that's something. It's I
It's
don't
hard
hate
it's
that
harder
either. Yeah, it's
it's
harder to pull
harder
off,
it's
but
harder to it's harder to have it where like the imposing giant type character is the sympathetic babyface, but you can do it.
yeah.
They tried it with Nia and it failed miserably. They tried it with Big Show and it was kind of a joke.
It was terrible,
But
yeah.
like
We know it was,
I
yeah.
wouldn't say don't do it just because it hasn't worked before. And I really want them to come up with a reason for me to give a shit about Raquel because I want to. Again, we had this discussion the other week as well. She's improved so much in the ring,
Yeah, she
and
took Big Sexy to heart.
yeah,
Pause.
her personal story is one that should be respected and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit about her as a character, and I wish I did. And the
And
other two I do.
I
Roxanne
think
Perez is
her
a
as
character,
world
Liv
champ
Morgan is a
feuding
character.
with Liv is gonna help her immensely. If she gets this
Mm,
title off of Stephanie, which because think about it, Mania, what does it end up
mm.
being? I feel like it's gonna end up being Liv. I think Liv might end up winning the Rumble. I'm not sold on it entirely yet, but that's my pretty much my
Looking down the
initial
line,
thought.
if I was to predict right now, because a lot of people say they want to have another go of Rhea versus Io because they
Yeah,
haven't done that without a third unwanted person being inserted. I wouldn't mind them finally getting to that, but
and they can do that
I
as
mean,
tag champ still. Have them
it's true,
defend it
yeah,
one night and then the second night. I don't know if they'll do that,
yeah.
but that certainly is a possibility. Like they've
If
done
if not
Stranger.
though, if not though, just like completely open up the bakery and give us Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vacour.
Yep, and no one will complain.
Yeah, but yeah, my prediction is no finish on this match. My prediction is Jacob on the first match, and
Jacoby.
the fatal four way is going to be Sami Zayn.
I think it is as well because they're just going to get through it. That's how
Mm,
I'm looking at it, sadly. It's no longer interesting to me. Sami Zayn has burnt the underdog story. They keep pushing
yeah,
him as the underdog, but he won at Mania. He conquered Gunther. He should
mhm,
have beaten Roman. Blah, 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 blah. We've gone through all of it. I'm tired of the babyface Sami Zayn. I can do it, guys. Just believe, believe. Like
mm.
it ran on the steam a long time ago for me. And not that I'm not a fan of his wrestling, but his style is
No, of course not.
certainly
No, I get you.
a unique,
I think
one to deal with at
in
times.
any other scenario, I'd be with you. I'm not quite burnt out. I get the people that are. Trust me, I've had that with
Yeah.
other wrestlers. for whatever reason, I'm not burnt out on it with Sami Zayn yet. It's getting close.
Yeah.
I'll fully give you it. It's very much a similar, like, I need Cody Rhodes to stop crying type of thing.
Yes.
But Randy Orton's not hurt by a loss. Trick Williams is going to go in there and look like $1,000,000. Damian Priest, it's not his time right now, as much as people were shitting on his last title run, which I don't understand. If it wasn't in these particular set of scenarios where it's Saturday night's main event is in Montreal and then the Rumble itself is in Saudi,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be putting my money on Sami Zayn. I'm just thinking like it's a double hat trick for WWE.
Oh, yeah.
He's the only guy that gets to have 2 hometown victories on opposite sides of the planet.
Mhm. And I mean, how do you fight with that?
I do think you have the opportunity to do something really cool here as well. If it's not Cody or CM Punk winning the Rumble, Sami Zayn goes in, has a title match with Drew McIntyre, gets fucked out of the title match with Drew McIntyre, doubles down, shows up in the Rumble and wins the Rumble.
You
Because
know?
there's 3 things that can happen with Sami Zayn, and I hate always tying results to places because it's not always a thing, right? But when
Yeah,
we heard that
no,
the
but
Rumble this year and WrestleMania next year were gonna be in Saudi, we thought either Sammy's gonna win the Rumble this year, or
or
he's gonna win the Rumble next year to have his Mania moment in Saudi. The
yeah.
third option of winning a title in Saudi at the Rumble only became a thing very, very recently with this fatal 4-way. So, do we wanna see him win a title in 2 weeks? Do we wanna see him win the Rumble in 2 weeks? Or do we wanna see him win a title a year from now?
Yeah, exactly, and that's
I'm gonna
the
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Sammy. I There's a big part of me like, Randy Orton ain't winning. He doesn't need to. If Cody
So,
was still
against
the if
Drew,
Cody
there's a story there for a while that hasn't been finished out between Randy and Drew, you know, that's kind of just been lingering for some time now,
if
no?
Cody was still the champion, I would be pulling for Randy more, and then I would say throw Sammy in the Rumble. Um, they could do something really cool here, even though it would be heel versus heel. I wouldn't hate Trick Williams versus Drew, but I don't think 4 weeks into his main roster run, you're giving him a title match at one of the big 4 pay-per-views.
Yeah, no, you're
He's
not
done a
wrong, I mean
Don't get me wrong, Trick Williams has done amazingly. The growth that he did when he left NXT and went to TNA cannot be measured
yeah,
because
no, I mean, that's certainly
the way he brought that to the main roster and immediately stepped up to Sami Zayn, immediately stepped up to The Miz, immediately stepped up to Randy Orton, who is, I'm sorry, the elder statesman over there on SmackDown.
yeah.
Like, he doesn't look a lick out of place.
No, not at all,
He's the opposite, and I don't think this is a bad thing either, but Javon Evans, who's a little bit younger and has that and he's good at it. He's got, like, babyface Bailey elements to him. The positive version of just happy to be here, is what Javon has right now, and I love that for him. His thing with the Americanos has been amazing.
oh, yeah,
Trick
been
Williams,
fun.
to his credit, has the opposite of that, and he should for
Yes.
the character that he's playing with the
I
lemon
got you. I
pepper
got you.
steppers and all that kind of thing.
Yes, but he's
Anyways,
been not swallowed up since he got to the main roster.
of
Like you
course.
said, there's history between Randy. Randy's my number 2. I'm agreeing with you with Sami Zayn for all the wrong reasons, but I am agreeing with you with Sami
You're
Zayn.
you're agreeing with me, you're just not excited about it.
Not one bit, and I wish I was. A
I
couple
got you,
years
buddy.
ago,
I got you.
maybe. I'm.
I get it.
It's hurting my wrestling soul because this is something I wanted, and I
Yep.
feel like I'm a hypocrite in a way, being like, oh, I got it, and now I don't want it, you know, kind. But I don't want
Here's
it
the thing.
anymore.
Here's the thing. We've already brought him up a couple times in this pod. Because Saturday night's main event is in Montreal, do we get a backstage segment with Sammy and KO before the match? Because I'm saying, yeah, probably.
I hope so, and
Or at least,
if we do, I feel like that's like a given of what's
or at
going
least a
down.
raw speech on SmackDown because SmackDown's in the same building.
Yeah, it's one of the 2. It's gotta
Anyways.
be. So, how could it
All
not?
right.
How
All
could
right.
it not?
I'm going to be the chicken shit guy that is losing his voice rather
Well,
quickly. Jake, why
last
don't you tell them?
last thing
Okay,
I
you
wanted to
got
say
one
to
more
you
thing
really
to say.
quick. I have to know. You're very omnipotent and wise. I know you're running out of steam, as am I.
I
I
am running out of
just
steam.
I just want to know, what do you think of my balls? No, I want to know, what do you think the last match or two will be added to the card? There's really
Mm.
nothing for the women here. So we got the women's tag, but no single title. Do you think they add Jade with something last minute, maybe, or Julia?
I
Yeah, right. Like nothing's
I
cooking
don't
on
know.
SmackDown for the women right now. It
Ob-
feels like a barren
obviously,
wasteland.
obviously, I don't want them to jump on Jade versus Jordan Grace just yet, but
Mm.
that's clearly the direction.
That's what they're going for. So do you think
I
Saturday night they do it and
I
then
I don't think they do. I do want Jordan Grace is knocking down Aldis's door. You know, how do I get my hands on Jade? How do I get my hands on Jade?
yeah,
She
what
gets
do I have to
interrupted by
do?
she gets interrupted by somebody, and I hate to say it, but I don't even know who the somebody is right now. Somebody else is like, "Oh, you just got here. What do you think you can cut the line? I'm more deserving than you are." And then you get like a really solid exhibition. Jordan Grace gets thrown on main event just to throw somebody around and show what she can do. I wouldn't hate that.
No,
That's
certainly
where
not.
that's where you bring in that's where somebody like a Meechin is really valuable. That's where you would throw in somebody like a Chelsea Green if they hadn't already done the match last week.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
think as maybe not as exciting as it sounds, I think you get an exhibition match for Jordan Grace.
yeah.
If Trick Williams wasn't in the four-way, I would say get Trick Williams on a Saturday night's main event, give him an exhibition to show what he can do. Um, but yeah, exhibition for Jordan Grace. Maybe potentially somebody gets fucked up by Obafemi because
Because he's gotta come out eventually.
maybe the rumors of him debuting on Monday Raw are a little bit too exaggerated.
Yep.
Maybe randomly somebody does an open oh
Last thing, sir.
no, here it is, here it is. Carmelo Hayes comes out on
Oh,
SmackDown,
yes.
announces that there's no open challenge tonight because I'll be holding my open challenge on Saturday night's main event, and that's where they debut Hobbs.
Oh, now get the powerhouse.
Because
Powerhouse.
you debut Powerhouse Hobbs on SmackDown and Oba on Raw, and then you have the two of them come face to face at the Rumble.
Yeah. And I mean, I would like to see Tommaso Ciampa do more. He's leaving WWE now once his
Yeah,
contract expires. That's upsetting. Poor CM Punk still has a boot print on his forehead, from Finn Balor. But hey, that's a hell of a bruise.
it is what it is.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do? It was worth it. And like I said, really the last thing I wanted to mention, some people get way overhyped. Like, was there a possibility Jericho could have been at the Stranger Things Raw? Possibly. It was kind of they didn't treat it like last
I
year
think
with the debut,
here's
but
the thing. Here's the thing I just thought about just now. Now that you brought up CM Punk again, I think you have to have both champions Saturday night's main event
I
because
agree. They need to hype this up
as
and make it feel bigger.
as as the no, but I'm thinking more like as the lead up to the Royal Rumble, where one of them is going to find out their WrestleMania opponent. Not necessarily even because they're doing the four way for the Rumble,
Yeah.
but you got to imagine Drew McIntyre is like, well, whoever wins this four way, I'm going to beat them at the Rumble, and then I'm going to be looking forward to Mania. So let's talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I think have the two champions under the same roof. Maybe they get in a scrap for reasons.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
We got to see.
Carmelo, maybe a Carmelo Open challenge, maybe an exhibition for Jordan Grace. Those are my two best pitches.
I
And
think
now,
you're onto something. Now,
and now I'm going to go back to what I said a second ago. Jake,
rewind.
tell them what's up on your channel and tell them where they can find you.
Yes, indeed. We've got a ton of news tonight on It Is Somewhere Weekly. So if you're obviously hearing this after the fact, go back and check it out. YouTube.com/Jake DeMarco, where Cody and I will be breaking down a ton of stuff about the Rumble, talking more about Saturday night's main event, and a few spoilers and rumors that we didn't get into here. Regardless, you
We
can
don't
find me.
spoil things here.
No, you can find me on Twitter at @CountdownEnded or /X. on Instagram under the same name. You can find us on Kick and on Rumble as well on at Countdown Ended. And you can find us on TikTok at into.somewhere. So, and as always, thank you so much for having me, my good man. We all appreciate all you do for the community, and I can't say it enough. Congrats on all your late success recently. You know, it's just
Thank you,
been
sir.
great to see it all lately, and I hope it continues. So everybody, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and support this sexy Canadian bastard. Cover him in syrup, the maple
Well, man,
variety.
even though you're not gonna say it, you've been a big part of it. So thank you as well. Everybody go show Jake some love if you haven't already, and you guys know where to find me or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been Jake. This has been the State of Wrestling with a little bit of Saturday night's main event preview stuck in the middle. Anyways, subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but right now I am Agonite.
Yeah.